What's going on, y'all? It's Bodyworks here, and today I am doing a video on stamina conservation. So really just how you can keep your stamina up so you don't gas out later in the fight. This is per subscriber request, so if you guys have any tutorials that you would like to see from me in the future, feel free to comment down below and I will be happy to do them. With that being said though, let's get into the video. So the first tip I would have is just simply don't miss strikes. This sounds weird and it sounds really basic. It sounds like I'm stating something obvious, but a common mistake that people will make is that they'll throw combos out of range, and when you completely whiff on a strike, it costs a lot more stamina than when you actually land it clean or when you land on someone's block. Now I want you to watch the stamina bar of Adesanya. If I throw an overhand, see how much stamina that costs? But if I whiff an overhand, it costs a lot more. Same thing with a kick, right? Let's throw a body kick. Doesn't cost a whole lot of stamina, but if I whiff it, it costs way more. Now if I miss a strike like a jab, it's not a huge deal because the jab costs such little stamina. And sometimes I'll purposefully miss jabs so I can set up other combos, like a jab to front kick to the body. So it's okay to miss small strikes like a jab, but you don't want to be whiffing on combos because that costs so much stamina, and you don't want to whiff on really big strikes like a head kick. And head kicks in particular are probably the worst strike that you could miss, just on the basis of how much stamina they take away from you. If I land this head kick on Lyoto, it didn't take away a whole lot of stamina, but if I completely whiff, it takes away almost half of my stamina, and not only does it take away from my temporary stamina that can regenerate, but it takes away from my long-term stamina as well. So if you're consistently missing head kicks throughout a fight, your long-term stamina is going to consistently decrease, and by the second or third round, your long-term stamina is going to be so messed up and so lowered that basically going to be gassed, and you can't really do a whole lot about that. So I just talked about how whiffing head kicks can be really bad for your long-term stamina, but there's a way that you can actually use this offensively. Say you're playing an opponent who always likes to lead off with a head kick, right? He's always constantly doing that. He's always leading off with a head kick. What you can do to that opponent is you can move in and then move back out. But if you move into kicking range and bait out his head kick, get him to throw that head kick, and then you can move back, thus causing him to whiff that head kick and damage his stamina. If you'd like, you could use a lunge to move back out of the way, but just simply going in and going back out with regular movement works pretty well. So when your opponent misses that head kick, it not only will damage his long-term stamina, but it also opens him up to counters. When your opponent misses a head kick, he's super vulnerable, and you can take advantage of that vulnerability. As you can see, that jumping spin kick did 148% damage, and that's because of the vulnerability that he had for missing that head kick. And if you don't know what vulnerability is, I will be uploading a video within the next 2 days explaining all about that. But a great way to counter your opponent whiffing on kicks is either a teep kick or a spin to the body. But in my experience, the best way to counter your opponent whiffing on kicks is either with the front teep kick or with a spin to the body. And this works with leg kicks, this works with body kicks. Anytime your opponent whiffs a kick, you can always counter. So the second point I want to bring up when it comes to stamina conservation is that any strike coming from the lead side costs less than your rear side. And the trade-off for this is that while a jab on the lead side costs a lot less stamina than a straight does a lot more damage. Right, as you can see, a jab does 12 max damage, but a straight does 25 max damage. Same thing with kicks. If I throw a lead teep to the face, it does 36 max damage, but if I throw a rear teep, it does 44 max damage. However, of course, the lead teep costs less stamina than the rear teep. This is a little nuance in this game that I wanted to point out to you guys, so that way you know why certain strikes cost more stamina than others. And the final tip I have for you is to attack your opponent's body when their temporary stamina is low. If you attack your opponent's body while they are gassed, your body strikes will do more damage than they usually do. For example, a body roundhouse with Izzy does 25 max damage, but if I were to attack Lyoto while his stamina is low, it does 116% damage. So when you attack your opponent's body while their temporary stamina is low, it not only does more damage to their body, but it also damages their stamina a bit more as well. If you look at Lyoto's stamina bar and I land a combination to his body, you can see that his long-term stamina decreases, right? We got a body rock there, but as you can see, his long-term stamina was decreasing. And if you don't know what I mean by long-term stamina, that basically just means how high up the bar can go, right? As you can see, if I land 2 shots to the body, his stamina bar can't fill up quite as much as it did the last time. And this is why attacking the body is a pretty effective strategy in this game, because if you work your opponent's body in round 1, it might not do a lot, but as the fight goes on and you progressively get their body health lower and lower, their stamina will get way lower, and once their body health is low enough, you can also get body rocks as well. And when your opponent is rocked to the body, they're just in a whole world of hurt. Attacking the body is also a great strategy against players like Max Holloway, where his biggest strength is his cardio. Max Holloway has a 99 cardio, so now if you work that Max Holloway player's body, you can take away his biggest advantage, and now it's a very even playing field. But with that being said, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. I hope I taught you guys something. I hope I helped you guys out. If you guys want to see any type of tutorial from me, just leave it in the comments below and I will be glad to make that for you. But if you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to drop UFC4 tutorials, gameplay, all that good stuff for you guys. But most importantly, thank you for watching this video and have a good day.